Hi there, my name is Aisha Morrison and this is my beta pitch for my BCM325 digital artifact. Since my initial pitch, the concept of my digital artifact has shifted slightly, however is still focused on the issue of fake news. The original idea I had planned for my digital artifact was to create a series of video essays exploring the ways in which fake news has impacted on the reporting of several large events in recent news. It was during the process of creating my pitch video that I discovered some technical issues with the iMovie app on my laptop and realised that a video series was out of the question. And so I figured the next best thing would be a blog series. I've created a draft blog which when complete will act as my final digital artifact. In addition to deciding to shift to a blog format rather than videos, I also decided to collate the series of blog posts into one larger post instead, and use anchor links to break up the work and make it easier for a reader to navigate and digest. After receiving feedback from Chris on my pitch video, I realised that my idea was fairly broad and would require quite a lot of in-depth research in order to provide enough information on each individual event, such as background research, information about the fake news involved, and the effect that had on reporting. As a result, I've decided that it would be smarter to create an explainer of sorts about the issue of fake news in the modern environment and include some smaller case studies in amongst this. I also think that this will allow me to spend more time considering and exploring the impacts of fake news rather than being bogged down in background information needed to explain events. I also received some really helpful feedback from my classmates, which has allowed me to decide what kind of focus I would like my research to have. Sophie Leathers raised the idea of how futurists such as Wendell Bell and Eleonora Massini believe we have a social responsibility when considering the future. I'll be using this notion as the basis of my research, as I believe it is important to consider the possible negative effects fake news will have on society in the near future. Due to changing my plans, I haven't developed my work as much as I had hoped I would have by now, but I do however believe that I'll still be able to finish my work by week 13. Something that I didn't focus enough on in my pitch was my production schedule. I think by not clearly laying out what I would achieve and by when, contributed to the lack of continued development to my DA once I changed my idea. From here, my goals are to have half of the copy of my blog post to be completed by the end of week 10, and then the final half of the copy to be completed by the end of week 12. This will leave week 13 free for any final editing and any superficial changes to be made to the blog. There are some areas of the blog post, such as the case studies, which I believe will require more work than other areas, so I will be aiming to get started on those sooner than other sections. There is also a more in-depth breakdown of these goals in the blog attached to this video.